You're welcome to the Workplace Series show on Lagoonradio. My name is Lawrence Ituro. I'm the communication lead for the Workplace Series, and of course, I'm the host for the Workplace Series show on Lagoonradio. I want to say thank you so much for all that have been, listening to us this far. We've been on here for a year and some weeks now, and really want to appreciate everyone that, listen to our show every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Today is the 23rd day of June 2021, and 5 minutes just walk past the hour of 11 in the studio, Lagoonradio. The Workplace Series show comes up every Wednesday on Lagoonradio. What do we talk about exactly on the Workplace Series show? Yes, we talk about everything that concerns the workplace. What happens between the 9 to 5 hour? What happens between after 5 p.m., what happens during this period on the Workplace Series show? I want to say thank you so much for listening to me. Today's topic is actually quite different from the regular topics we usually have on the show. Today we are opening our phone lines to those that really want to vent. I discovered that a lot of people have a lot of things to say, but they don't have the avenue to say it. And I've received so many calls, during our consultation time on the Workplace Series, people, venting, saying so many things they want to let out. It's really not so healthy to bottle up things. And that is why today's show is designed for this, for you to say what you want to say. You just say what you want to say, and of course you can remain anonymous on the show today. Before I go on, I want to say you can listen to the show via our website www.lagoonradio.ng. Follow us on all our social media platform, Lagoonradio NG on Instagram and on Twitter, Lagoonradio Nigeria on Facebook. You can also on live on Instagram right now, the Workplace Series the Workplace Series, the Workplace Series on Instagram. I am, Idara is joining me now. Thank you so much, Idara. I don't know what you really want to vent about. I have 6 people, that told me I won't be able to call in the show, but I want to vent. I actually had to write, most of their issues down. I'll be discussing that after the short break now. I'd love to go on the short break. When I come back, we'll go into today's topic generally, and of course we'll talk about all the things we need to talk about in the 55 minutes of the show today. My name is Lawrence Ituro. Stay close to Lagoonradio, stay close to the Workplace Series show. I'll be right back after the short break.
A child in the distance, playing in the rain, the sweet sound of water flowing away, a construction worker coming home from work, 2 parents and their children going to church, a happy little baby drools on your shirt. What an extraordinary day. Let us have a world of ordinary people living life the way God wants us to. And if we have a world of ordinary people, extraordinary things will happen to me and you. Just a man, but he'd kill his son for the price of a lamb. And let us consider ordinary Job, who lost it all, but in God had his hope. Now ordinary David, a little shepherd boy, brought down Goliath with a stone child, the carpenter's first son, humble and mild. If anybody told you he'd be Messiah, you probably would laugh it off, I know. So let us have a world of ordinary people, living life the way God wants us to. And if we have a world of ordinary people, extraordinary things will happen to me and you. Every little baby has the power to be great, and every tall tree grew up from some mustard seed. No ordinary children going off the wall.
This is Lagoon
'Cause
Radio.
no single leader is worth dying for.
You're welcome back to the Workplace Series Show on Lagoonradio. I want to say thank you so much for holding on, listening to us on the show today. What is today's topic? Do you really want to vent? That's today's topic. I've discovered that questioning or questions will give an insight of either what the person really wants to do or why the person doesn't want to do what he needs to do. That's why we decided to put it as a question. Do you really want to vent? So it's you to call us on the show today to say, yes, I want to vent, or no, I don't want to vent, or I need advice on this particular thing. First of all, I really want to vent on a particular issue. I think I have like 5 things to vent about. First is the traffic situation in Lagos. There seems to be doing all the world, which is fantastic, but I really don't know how we can try to make sure that everyone is fine in the workplace, especially employees that are living quite far from where their workplaces is. For example, those that are living at Ikodu road down to Onipan is something else, and I'm venting about that today. I don't know how employers can, tell their employees, probably you can work 3 times in a week, because really, you spend 5 hours on traffic, and when you get to work, you're already tired. At 5 o'clock, you want to close, and someone is saying you're not productive. Have you really found out the issue behind why employees are not productive? These are one of the issue, traffic situation. I left home by 7, and I'm returning at I'm coming to the studio at 10:30. I left home by 7, so I spent like 3 hours or more on the road. If I was not if I'm not very dedicated to my work, of course, I'm not sure the show will hold today. So that's one of the things I'm venting about. What are you really venting about? I want you to call us on our number 0818 9526 666. I'll call that again, 0818 9524 666. You can call Lagoonradio. That's our studio line. Call us to, tell us what you're venting about. What do you want to really, really vent about? There are some venting that you really need advice. And during the week, I was able to, create solution to some of the people that were really, really angry over something. One of the people that was angry about his workplace is, I don't want to call names really, because you can remain anonymous. It's not our duty to call names on the show, but this person was sacked last week, and there was no notice, there was no reason why he was sacked last week. I really don't know what the employer wanted to achieve by just telling the guy that, okay, your services are no longer needed in the workplace. There was no notice, there was no reason at all, and it was really bad. And of course, he had to call the workplace service. There's nothing we can do. There's really nothing we can do. The only thing we can, advise him to look for plan B immediately. And to tell workplaces in Nigeria, please provide reasons why you are letting some employees go. Let there be a reason why you're letting employees go in your workplace. at least if it's not two reasons, there must be a reason. Probably their attitude, probably because they came late, or there must be a reason. You can't just allow people go like that. I'm still waiting for your call. 0818-9524-666. I want you to vent. I know a lot of people don't want to vent on air because they have really sent what they want to vent about. Of course, they are trying to hide their identity, which is quite understandable. Another thing someone is venting about is this was actually a voice note on Wednesday last week, and the HR of the company. Okay, let me explain it this way. The worker actually went to pierce her ear. extra piercing of the ear, and in the process she got ill, terribly ill, and she asked for leave. And the workplace said, okay, this is not, we can't give you leave for, something that you did on your own. We didn't authorize you to pierce your ear. Why do you want a leave period or something? Okay. So they reach out to me that this is quite very annoying for the workplace, and they really want a solution. They reach out to the workplace with, one thing I advise them is anything that involves health, allow the employee take his or her time. Anything that involves health, I'll say that again, anything that involves health, whether it's their fault, whether it's your fault, allow them stay at home. Tell them that, okay, write a letter. Tell them that, okay, I'm giving you a leave period. Within this period of time, go and take care of yourself. If you are going to be giving them allowances, let it be known. But anything that involves health, please let employees go home. Someone died at the workplace last week because, the employer was not satisfied. She was not satisfied that he was ill. You wanted him to come to work, and he died in the office. Nothing can be done about that. So anything that involves health, whether the person went to pierce her ear or her nose, and the thing made her to be sick, please, employers of labor in Nigeria, allow them go home and take care of themselves. You state it in the letter that, okay, in this period of time, we are not going to get paid or something, but let them go home. Let them have the freedom of going home after such event has happened, right? So if you're angry as a HR person in your workplace, angry that this person went to pierce, this is not the most important thing this person should be after. Piercing of ear, piercing of ear and piercing of nose is not important right now. The thing is, the employer or the employee rather is ill and needs to go home. And you need to approve that immediately. I'll go on the short break. When I come back, I'll talk about other things that are very crucial that a lot of people have sent in before I came to the studio, what they really want to vent about. My name is Lawrence Ito. Stay close to Lagoonradio. Stay close to the Workplace Series Show. I'll be right back.
Seen, my ears have heard of your mighty deeds and powerful show of love towards me. Good shepherd, good lover, I join the angels to shout loud your praise. Idima, Idima, Oyenema, Holy Sabinigwe. There is a melody in my heart unto you. Overflowing joy, overflowing praise. Daddy, Daddy, all that you do is marvelous. Verily, verily, you are good, oh. Verily, 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 you are so good. Verily, verily, oh, I am Ututu, Ogali Jenenu Mili. I join the angels to shout out your praise. Idimuma, Idima, Idima, Idukwe. Oh yeah, Nemema, Imarama, Nezokwe. Idima, Idima, Idukwe. Oh yeah, Nemema, Imarama, Nezokwe.
This is Lagoonradio.
Good, good shepherd, good, good father, daddy, daddy, I shout out your praise. Good, good father, you're so full of goodness. I love how you let me in. My Jesus, lover of my soul. It is you that I love. It is I that you love. You are the reason I live. You are my everything. You keep chasing after me. Day after day, my Jesus.
This is
The
Lagoon.
day I shall
Lagoon
see
Radio.
you face to face. Oh, what joy will fill my heart. Overwhelming joy.
You're welcome back to the Workplace Series show on Lagoonradio. I want to say thank you so much for those that are joining me on our Instagram page at the Workplace Series, at the Workplace _ series. What exactly is our topic? Our topic is, do you want to vent? Before I came on air, a lot of people have, sent in their messages. Some, I know the fact that some are so they don't want to vent on air. They don't want to. They just want to send me that message on all our social media platform. I can remember vividly 2 days ago when I posted the flyer. Someone sent me a message. I think the person has been holding this up to a year, and there was no opportunity to say this. Opportunity is here on the Workplace Series show on Lagoonradio. What exactly do you want to vent about? You can call in our number 08189 Lagoon, or you call 081. Let me call that again, 08189 Lagoon, and that's 08189 529 666. You can call in to vent. Before I went on that break, I told you about one of our friends that was sacked without notice. Let me call the number again if you're trying to reach us. It's 08189 Lagoon. It's 08189 524 666. That's our studio line on the Workplace Series show on Lagoonradio. Before I went on that break, I told you about someone that was given an elbow in the workplace without notice, there was no reason at all. It was just giving an elbow. So what do I mean by giving an elbow? That means he was sacked, he was laid off in the workplace. It's quite unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. I don't know why at this time we still have people that allow you go out of the workplace like that without reason. They just came to his desk in the morning and asked him, your services are no longer needed. And that is why he found himself at home. I told him he should plan for another job. He should continue to send his CV. But in the meantime, what can he do to earn money? What can he do to make income? That's what I advise him to do. Also, we have someone that went to PSIA and eventually became ill and asked for leave. It's not anyone's fault. It's not the workplace fault. But I said it's anything that involves your health, workplaces, employers, managers, recruiters, HR, please allow them go home. No excuse whatsoever. Allow them go home. There's nothing you can use to justify health really in the workplace. And what's my own venting? What am I angry about? Yes, and I'm also angry about employers not paying on time. Please pay us on time. We need our pay, even though it may not be at that much, which I know, but we need pay. We need our pay to arrive earlier. If it's not stated in the in the documents that okay, this is the time you're supposed to come in, it's not really nice receiving pay in the next month. That's what I really want to vent about. Workplaces, employers, I know you're trying, you're doing all you can to make sure that everyone is comfortable, but please make sure that salaries come in on time for everyone. Extending salaries to the second week of the next month is not LD. Okay, I have someone. Let me call her name. Her name is MM. She was complaining that our employer has been assuming she knows how to do this particular job, and she doesn't. And the employer is not asking. It's really a sad thing when she told me, because what I noticed is the communication gap is really, there's this communication gap in the workplace that really needs to be addressed. The employer feel or sees that, oh, this person can do this job, but the person is not trained. The person cannot do this particular job. It becomes a problem. So please, the employers of labor, don't assume. If you are not sure, please ask. Can they do it? Can they not do it? Can she deliver on the job? Can she not deliver? Ask the person, can you do this? I know you can do it. I believe you can do it. But don't assume, oh, she's a computer engineer. She can also be a printer. It may not really work that way. She is a printer. She can also be a presenter. It may not work that way. She can type very well. She can also do other jobs. It doesn't really work that way. Please stop assuming in the workplace and make sure that you ask your employees, can they do this, or encourage them to do it. If they can't, it's very important. Someone was telling me on Instagram that her CV, she's so particular about CV revolving. Every time they are saying delete this one, don't delete this one in the workplace, that is becoming very annoying for her. I understand what it means, but the thing is, the world is changing and you have to change with it if it's beneficial to everyone. So why do you need to, complain? Something about CV, because something about CV you need to know. As the world is changing, you need to, be careful. Yes, we want that job, but there are some information that are no longer relevant on your CVs. Informations like date of birth, marital status, where you live, exactly where you live is no more important on your CV. So if you have that on your CV, start removing them. In fact, if you have something like I can work under pressure, please start removing those things. They are not important again in the workplace. Referees, those that your guarantors, all those things are no longer important. So if you're complaining that every time they're always saying change this, just accept it as one of the things that are happening in the workplace. Even in the world is changing, everything is changing, so you have to adapt. On your CV, you don't have to put your exact address. So if you are staying at number 24 Adelabu Street, Surulere, please remove 24 Adelabu Street. You can decide to put Sulere Lagos, or you can decide to put Lagos, right? That's what is changing. You have to be very careful. The security challenges in the country is really alarming, and we don't want anyone to be a victim of it. So as CVs are changing, cover letters are changing, new templates are coming out. So you should also follow that trend. It's a good thing. It's beneficial to everyone. It's for your safety. So why don't you want to do it? Another thing is someone is complaining that the pay in the office. This is actually a question. Last week I answered some of the questions. No, last 2 weeks I answered some of the questions on the Workplace series about our followers, those that needed answers to them, and I make sure that I answered 5 of the questions that came up. But this person is actually asking us that if you go for interview, is it important to ask the duration when companies should pay, or when companies usually pay? Like now you go for an interview after negotiation of salary and of your pay. Can you ask if when exactly do that particular company pay their salaries? And the thing about the new workplace is things are really changing. Those things that were not acceptable before, a lot of people are getting enlightened. So you need to brace up and embrace it. Interestingly, interviews are not supposed to be rigid. They're supposed to be very flexible. Interviews are not supposed to be that rigid as we are perceived. It's supposed to be very, very, very flexible. It's supposed to be an interactive section. So if I'm coming as a new intake in the company, I should be able to, say what is on my mind, but say it respectively and don't overdo. I know some people will go and say some things that are not supposed to be said. You can say, ma, this is how much I want to be paid. You can negotiate your salary. You can also ask, what makes your workplace healthy? You can ask that question. As funny as it is very accurate question to ask an interview. How healthy is your workplace? What do you consider healthy in your workplace? What do you do differently from other workplaces? It's an interactive section. What was not acceptable in 1992 is not acceptable in 2002 or even 2021. Things are not acceptable. A lot of things are not acceptable. Interviews before is until the employer talks, it talks from morning to evening. But now the interview is now interactive. I say what's on my mind, you say what's on your mind. It's so easy these days. So if you have any question, I'll answer you in this way. If you have any question to ask your employer at the interview ground or that office, you need to ask. Please, there's no need to button up things, but make sure you ask those questions in a respectful way. Make sure that you do the needful. Just make sure that you check if this question is really appropriate at this time, or you wait. They're important. There are so many things that are really important why asking questions at interviews. I know a lot of people will be wondering, Itoro, how do you now find out what exactly this workplace is offering? There are some things that you really need to find out before you come to interview. There are some things you need to find out. There are some things that are not even on their website. So if you don't ask questions, you will not know. There are some workplaces that work 5 times in a day. 5 times in a week. There's some workplaces that work 2 times in a week. But if you engage the person interviewing in that interview ground or in that office, you can actually get clarity to these questions. Okay, they work 3 times in a week, 9 to 4 or 9 to 2. You'll be rest assured, okay, I can actually do this, I can actually do this. There's some question you can actually ask at the workplace, during interview. It's actually so simple this time. There's no need buttoning up things, making sure that, this is no. There's no time for that really. Just make sure that your heart is open, ask the questions that are necessary, and you are good to go. Someone is asking me, hello? Can you hear me? Someone is asking me on Instagram now. All right. Okay. Okay. Someone is asking me, our services are not free. Please, our services are not free. I'll answer that when I come on air, on online, on the workplace underscore series. It's really important to say some things that are necessary. You know, I've been in relationship before, and people tend to button up things. I wonder how healthy that is really in the workplace when you keep on buttoning up things and making sure, oh, I don't want to talk now, so that they will not say I'm a bad person. I don't want to do this. Please speak up. Speak up. You will not believe that there are clarity everywhere now. People want to help. People want to help you meet your need. People want to help you in every way possible to make sure that you are fine. One question someone is asking me. Another question someone asked me during the week was, okay, should I say the name of the person now? Okay, someone is asking me about the death of a man in the office last week. It's really sad. It's really sad that such events have to happen. I've said it times without number that your health is important. There's no need to prove to your employer that you are healed. I was giving someone a scenario. I don't want to say it on air now before. I don't want to say it on air. Yes, there are some things that you need to do when it comes to health. Even though they've tested you before they've checked you up, they've checked you, you've taken to the office hospital, they know that you are this particular genotype, you are this. Illnesses can pop up anytime. So you don't need to prove to anyone that you are healed. You don't need to prove to anyone that you are healed. If you have that human character in you, you don't need to prove to anyone. Why do you need to come to work? And one thing I really need to vent about again is the fact that there are some workplaces that can work from home. Why tell your workers to work 5 days in a week? There's some workplaces you can work on Tuesday, Wednesday. You can work from home. You don't need to come to work. The stress in Lagos alone can make you not to be productive if you're not very careful. The stress in Lagos. It's not that, oh, Nigerians, they know how to, they always say Nigerians, they have this resilient spirit. It may not be the case for everyone. May not be the case. So if you have that resilient spirit as a Nigerian, may not be when it comes to work. Yes, you can be up and doing, but it may not happen every time. Illnesses can pop up. A lot of things can happen. So please, you don't need to prove to anyone that you are healed. Tell them you are healed, write a letter, send it to the appropriate channel, and go home. Go home during your leave period. Go home. I don't know how many times will I say I've written a blog post on it. Some people say, oh, I love my job. So you can't love your job so much like that and not take time off. An ideal employee is someone that can balance the two lives together, both work and personal life. So if you can balance the two together, then it's amazing. You don't need to, stress yourself over that. I'll go on the short break. This is the last break for today. I'll go on the short break. When I come back, I will talk about the other people venting on the show today. My name is Lauren Sito. Stay close to Lagoonradio. Stay close to the Workplace series. I'll be right back.
Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. Wade in the water, we did. Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. We are the sons and the daughters. We gotta stand up and make it loud. Just like our God told the Pharaoh to let my people go, go. We are a new generation from the ones who have come before. He's calling us into freedom. Wade in the water, we did. Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God said it's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water, we did. Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God said it's trouble the water. We are the sons and the daughters. We gotta stand up and make it loud.
Thank you so much for following us on all our social media platforms. For those that are sending me messages on the workplace underscore series, you can actually send us messages on our WhatsApp 08189 Lagoon 08189524666. You can send us a WhatsApp message. What exactly are you venting about? So many things are happening. I really don't want to. Maybe I will do a show where I will personally vent throughout the 15 minutes we are going to be hosting the Workplace Series show on Lagoonradio. A lot of people are really angry over a lot of things. And I think the solution to most of the things that we are angry about are there if you open up. The solutions are there if you just say it. I don't want to say so much, but I know how many voice notes I get in a day for people getting angry over things that, of course, you get solutions to them. I'm just using that as an example that there are a lot of things you can get solutions to if you open your mouth and speak. So that's why I decided to do the venting show today, so that you can vent, you can say what you want to say. If you're hungry, you can say what you want to say on the show. You can say anything you want to say. Just say whatever you want to say. Is really important. For those that are saying that their employer is angry, their employer is assuming that they know how to do a lot of things. Why don't you show him that you don't know how to do it? Or employers, reach out to them and ask them, their complaint, if they are comfortable doing a particular thing. I told somebody, someone was asking me on the Workplace Series. He was saying that, why is it that most of your staff or most of your volunteers don't like to come to the studio? Because I understand personalities. I understand what exactly personality. There are different types of personality. There are some people don't like radio show. Some people don't want to be talking on the radio. I can't force them to come. They have their own specialty. They have their own area of, specialization. I won't come here to force them just because. So it's the same thing. There are some employers that their strength, where they are good at, and what you want is productivity. Where they are good at. There are some that are good at, writing stories. That is their area. There are some people that are good at informing, doing other things. You know them. Stop assuming that this person knows how to talk to people. What even really, 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 really is amazing is that, is it everyone that knows how to market? I think I really need to bring a marketing director to the show next time. Is it everyone that really know how to market to join the marketing team in the workplace? Right? Or some people really, I don't know. I really need to, we need clarification in that area. And of course, I will get that. I will invite someone to the show to, put drama light on that. Do we really need everyone to market the company's project? Do we really need everyone to market it? Can everyone really be a marketer? Can everyone join the marketing team? I think that was the reason why this person was laid off in his workplace. But I don't want to say much about that. The person has, said what he wants to say. That they sacked him without notice, and it's very bad. I don't comment. I will not recommend this organization. I will not recommend at all. This is not a very good thing to do. To sack people without prior knowledge or prior notice is not really nice, right? Another thing I need to say, that's the last question I have here. It's actually a question, but the person said what it was on his mind. He said, Ito, try not to disclose my identity, which is cool. I'm not going to do that. He said that, oh, okay, about leave, annual leave in a year, that it should be extended. I don't know your company's policy about leaves. I don't know what your company is saying. So ideally it's always 2 weeks. I know some companies that give 4 days. I think the HR, the board of directors in your companies, they need to sit down and talk about the time for leave in your company. Because if you are giving someone 4 days, it's just like giving someone public holiday in the workplace to go home and rest. But if you are giving someone, you are intentional about the person going to rest. 4 weeks or even 3 weeks. Some give, they give 4 weeks, some they give 3 weeks, depending on, I think it's depending on your position in the workplace or so. Some they give 2 weeks. Ideally, that I know of is 2 weeks. But if you are giving 2 days, 4 days, I really don't know what you want to achieve with 4 days vacation. Because to settle down alone will take like 2 days. To settle down alone to prepare for your leave should take like 2 days, because you want to do this, you want to do that. So workplaces that have short time for leave, please, maybe you should review your documents, because all these documents have to favor everyone. Make sure that all these documents are favoring the employer and the employee in the workplace. I've seen job description that everything about the job description was only on the workplace alone, the employer alone, nothing for the employee. And it was really a very bad event. I really didn't like it. It was a very bad practice, very bad practice. Please let it be flexible, just like interviews now are so flexible. You can ask any question you like. HR people that interview at interview offices, they will tell you, speak your mind, but don't fall into that trap of speaking your mind and speaking wrongly. Please, when they say speak your mind, they want you to ask intelligent question. One of the most intelligent questions you can ask during interview is, how healthy is your workplace? So people say, oh, my workplace is fantastic, but at the end of the day, they are punching each other. Let me use that word. They are punching each other. Employer is doing this. They are gossiping, by backbiting, and all that. Please try to ask intelligent question. Ask them, how healthy is their workplace? When do they pay? How many times do they work? When did they close for work every day? Those are things you need to ask. It's very important. And don't look at interviews as a one-sided thing. It's not more a one-sided thing. The world is changing, and you need to adapt to all the changes in the world right now. As far as it's beneficial to everyone, please adapt to all the changes in the workplace. I think I've exhausted all the issues I have here. Those I have not been able to reply on my personal line on Instagram is because most of the issues I have actually addressed it on the show today. It's quite very challenging, sending notes like this. So that's why we compile all these issues together in the workplace, and we say it on the Workplace Series show every Wednesday at 11 a.m. So next time we're having a show, please make sure that you participate. You call us, you send us messages before we come on air. But most of the times we can access more of the messages when we are already on air, so we can address them. I want to appreciate everyone that listened to us. I really want to appreciate. I hope HRs and CEOs are listening. Please, if you have laid off somebody, please send a mail to the person expressing the reason why you are letting them go. I think it's important. Employees, stop assuming. Reach out to your employers. Know their strengths and their weaknesses so that you can know what to assign to them. Also, piercing of ear. Please, anything that concerns health, please don't come in between them. Employers is a very, very tricky trap. You need to be very, very careful. Whether the whether the employee is lying or not, please, anything that involves health, allow them go. Because this thing, it may look as if it's funny, but you can just have headache and a life happens like that. Headache, just headache. You can just have tummy pain and that's it. So anything that involves health, please, let me say it in pidgin, come out your hand for anything we concern employees' health. Employers, I'm talking to you. Anything we concern employees' health, come out your hand. Let them go home and rest. If they want to take 1 month, let them go. But state it in the document that this is what you are going to be given. May not be their full salary. This is what you have agreed with the board of directors. This is what you'll be given. On this note, I want to appreciate everyone that reach out to us before now. We were able to answer some of the questions, and Yes. For that lady that complained about CV deleting and deleting, this is a new era. Things are changing. Adapt to the things that are changing. You will not even believe that there are apps coming up now that will make your work so easy in the workplace. So you can't be saying that I don't want to use the app. Everything is for you to be, comfortable in the workplace. So try as much as possible to enjoy how life is, putting things in place for you. So I think that's all the questions and all the venting we have received before today. And I hope I've been able to answer all of them. I really want to encourage you, if you are there and you want us to talk about anything, you want us to invite someone to the show, please reach out to us at the workplace series at gmail.com. We would definitely do that. If it's within our power, we'll do that, of course. And also, if you want to sponsor a show partnership, you want to reach out to us, you can reach out to us. You want to sponsor a show on Lagoonradio, please do that. Reach out to us. We'll be very, very excited. The Workplace _ series, or you can send a mail at the workplace series at gmail.com. We'd love to have you on different episodes on the show on Lagoonradio. Thank you so much for listening to me. My name is Lauren Sitoro. I hope to see you next week on another episode on the Workplace Series show on Lagoonradio. Have a productive week ahead.
Yeah, Mercy Chinwan. He's a T. Introducing. He's Rev'd.
Easy concepts.
Say for your truth and your mercies, your love and your blessings, all I've come to do is to give you all the praises.
This is Lagoon Radio. You are listening to Lagoon Radio.